sector
Mm-hmm.
so that they can reflect everywhere when it comes to the annual message. But then not all of those information gathered from those sectors could be. I believe it should be validated. It
Mm-hmm.
should be verified to see whether they are saying the truth or they are saying something different. For the beginning of the message, what he did first was to recognize God, and I give a credence to that. That's a thumb up for my side.
Mm-hmm.
But then in the center of the message, the main wheel of the message, there were certain part of the message that talk about the CDF and the SDF, the County Development Fund and the Social Development Fund. I would like to throw a few highlight on that, emphasis on that. With the CDF, for the beginning of that paragraph, what he did was to shift blame.
Mm-hmm.
What the person did from that end, it may not be the president
Okay.
or whosoever. They shift blame to the past government by saying that the past government many years did not contribute to the county development process.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's not true. Sometimes when we are getting information, we should validate, we should check whether it's true or not. So with the county development form, I remember from 2022, I have document. I was not there at that time, but I've been following the house. There are documents to prove that people collect money for the CDN and the county development fund. Then he came back to say that 2024, which is this gone year, 2024, he have released, he had disbursed, right? There was a word that he used, that was used there. He said, we have began. When you begin something, is that you have started doing it. But I'm not 100% confident that I with the caucus of Masturado, because our role as a lawmaker is to supervise the process, because the entire process when it comes to social development and county development form is local government thing. So our role is to supervise, and the one who institute is the county council.
I'm trying to get a call.
Yeah, the county council
I read that
institute
part you
that.
talk about.
So my issue is this: uh, when you say you gave money, I'm not even aware of how much.
Okay, so this is
as
the
it
part.
relates
Let me
to
just.
social development fund.
It said for many years, the government neglected to remit county development and social development funds to the counties, depriving citizens of essential resources for local governance and development. However, we have begun reversing
So,
this trend.
let's hold it right there. However,
Mhm.
the government, right, did not remit,
Mhm.
right? So causing citizens to not benefit. I would just like to place in my own term. So not benefit from the county social development fund. But I'm aware that
Mm.
people receive at that time, lawmakers people receive money, right, through their district, right, through that district development council,
Mhm.
right? They receive that amount and they will use for
And
whatever purpose. So when you say
they have records of
government
that.
at that time, there are records of that from 2022, 2023. There was an allotment, right? I told that people in my district and I engaged the lawmaker.
Mhm.
I
I
can
can I can I can
remember.
recall
I
I
can
can recall
remember.
at the time that
Yeah.
was still of the thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, but then the former lawmaker said that he was aware of the phone, but the phone did not reach him. It was a back and forth.
All right, but his
I
signature is on the
can,
paper,
yes,
on the resolution.
I can
So
recall.
you cannot deny the fact. So that's my issue. Even the president, you make mention of the people. So continue reading. Let's see.
Mhm.
Yes.
Now he went on to the 54th. He says, however,
Mhm.
we have begun reversing this trend by ensuring that these funds and allocations for 2024 were duly disbursed to the counties, were duly disbursed.
The content.
So it means that
Content
you
received
receive
it.
your phone.
So we are aware of it.
Mm.
When you said disbursed, then we received it.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing. This is the reason you listed places that go in district number 4. There was a high tension in district 4.
Yeah.
There may be tension in any other district because of that statement.
Mm.
Because of the statement. People believe when they talk about county development form, and let me just break it down quickly. When we talk about the county development form, the county development form, they are public form, right?
Mm.
That is allocated for the beneficiary of every community or at the district level.
Mm-hmm.
Then the social development form is an investment form, right? A private investment form that government collects. So let's take for instance, if we have China Union is located in Bon County.
Mhm.
But then they use the route to Moserado, they use the boat, right?
Yeah.
So Moserado benefit, Habe also benefit, Margibi benefit.
Margibi, Bong.
Yeah. So we have 3 counties,
Mhm.
Margibi, Bom, and Moserado,
Moserado.
right?
Mhm.
So that allotment is portioned somewhere every year for development purpose. But I'm not aware of how much now as a lawmaker. So when you say the disburse, people from my district will say the lawmaker received the money. And we have not received a dime.
Mm.
We have not received a dime. Let me make it clear. I may not be the only one. There may be other people. If other counties receive, but then for our caucus, because I'm part of the caucus, I'm the financial person on the caucus, Moserado caucus, we have not received a dime. So we cannot give information out there that is not true. We cannot play it on the mind of our people. Remember, we have what we call the exact opinion, right? It could do anything to us. It could do anything to us. It could disturb our leadership.
Yeah.
So we need to be very careful on how we make report, giving it to Dasatine, giving it to the president. We should be very careful of that.
So this is, I think, it's kind of somehow creating tension between lawmakers and citizens.
I was thinking the same last night when I read this part of the report. I said that they already disbursed the funds to the various counties, and I was like, so it means the 17 representatives across Moserado has received, or are aware that the county development fund has been, and I know that.
Let get it straight. Don't say the 17 lawmakers. Lawmaker got nothing to do with that money. If any lawmaker will come on and say that, look in your eye, the 2018 eye, local government eye. The person that is in control of that money that will do all of the job will be the county council and not the lawmaker. Our role is a supervision role. We got nothing to do with the people money.
But you will be aware that you will be aware that the phone is already with the different.
Of course,
I'm saying. Is it that the leaders have communicated to the caucus that we have received our apportionment?
We have our caucus chair, Honorable Innes.
That's what I'm asking. If
the first thing, there is no respect, right? There is no information. The line of communication is dull, right? And I think we need to improve that.
The superintendent should be working with you people.
The thing is not even with the superintendent. The superintendent is not even aware of how much is in the cover. The superintendent is not even aware of how much have been received from outside, from China Union, from Western Cluster. We need to be informed so that the people in the district can also be informed, right? I think it's not fair to come on radio, especially with the message. And whosoever did that, a piece of report and send it to the president, I think it's not fair. I think it's not fair. Yeah.
So you know, I'm kind of surprised this morning because with such message being put into the president message, and then it was something that it is not true. This border around character.
So let get it straight. When you talk about the county development fund, which is public fund, right? Then I say yes. This going year, there was an allocation 2024 budget of 190,000, right? That was placed there. But then we had a Rickman rule between the caucus to that of the superintendent, right? He make mention of the county lead. That amount should be used for the county lead. I was one of those guys, young men. I said, no, we cannot use it for the county lead. But remember, we have majority of the caucus, the core of the caucus, right? So majority took precedent
and accepted
with that amount. But yet and still, we're talking that amount is just a portion. What we are discussing that will help benefit our people is the social development fund, right? In which I think we should be having close to 3 million from my our own perspective. Yeah, we should be having about 3 million. But who will tell us that we have 3 million? We need to know. The 3 million is not for us. The 3 million for the people in District 3, in District 4, District 5, the 17th district in Moserado County. So I think that amount should benefit our people.
Okay, we move on to another critical point in the president's State of the Nations. You folks, this is a post-sonar analysis and Representative Small Mobiles of District number 3, the legislative agenda in the president's speech. The president called on the legislature, and this is, let me say the exact words. He says, we must act swiftly on outstanding proposals before us, including the presidential transition bill, the national tourism bill, and the local government bill, among others, and urge your prompt attention to the bank financial institutions and the different recommendations the president proposed to you guys. A key point that the president highlighted represent the small mobile. He says we have issued 14 executive orders addressing the urgent needs of the government, including the establishment of the Office of the War and Economic Crimes Court. A significant of these victories attributed to you being one of the proponents of this, or we bring on a resolution for the War Crimes Court in this country. Do you think the 54th legislature first section was indeed a work you guys did for the Liberian people?
Yeah, I think with a lot of the those bill that was projected and I have been sent to the Senate. I think if both horses can concur as it relates to those bill and resolution, I think it would do well for the Liberian people. And especially one of those things that I take seriously is the issue of the War and Economic Crime Court, right? The War and Economic Crime Court is not for any particular person, as I always say that. It's for those perpetrators that went against society. With all of those regular statements from other people trying to create a scare tactic, I think I'm not moved by that. And we will make sure to push that, especially with the issue of the establishment of the office. And I trust the president. There will be the War and Economic Crime Court office. Yeah.
Okay, is it of any importance again moving forward? I mean, the point of contention now. But also, we should just focus on other pressing issues in this country, settle the bread and butter issues, and maybe we could just table the War and Economic Crimes Court in this country.
So holistically, we look at it from you looking at it from one endpoint. Liberian people will say, "Let bygone be bygone" with the issue of war, but there is another code there that we cannot allow to go, the Economic Crime Code. So if you allow that to go, is by telling corruption, healing corruption, say corruption, go ahead, and we say no to that. People that have stolen, people that disturbed this country, they need to be penalized, and they need to be dealt with through the law. Yeah.
You're gonna come on the legislative aspect of it?
Yeah, before we transition, probably you want to there have been this conversation, most especially the president never mentioned anything about the importation of the yellow machines.
Exactly.
Some things that were in the pipeline. The president we never heard anything about it, and you people, you guys are lawmakers. It reach you, and people from your constituents, people from your districts, want to know why why there was nothing about this
and the yellow
importation of the yellow machine.
It
was Sunday, but because if they are imported, your district will benefit, your citizens in the district will benefit, and other people across the country will benefit. But there was no message about the importation of the yellow machine, the importation of the buses, some things that they have already promised us as Liberians.
And attempted doing this country.
Was never touched about. Was never talked about.
Yeah, so I think the importation of the yellow machine goes along with allotment and to that of appropriation. So if it wasn't part of the budget of 2024, then how can you purchase the yellow machine? So I think let's look at this budget year and see how well the
what there's something in it for this year.
I can assure you that because I'm scrutinizing the budget. I have it concluded with the entire budget. I have seen few lapses in the budget. I think I flagged that up with the issue of double dipping. I was the first person in this country to flag double dipping in the budget out. Double dipping for finance ministry. They had a figure. Then I remember 2024. They had on the approved budget figure of $95 million. But then this year projection went directly to $190 million. That's double dipping. And I think it's wrong. And we should avoid that in order not to double dip. Because the thing is this, if you use $95 million for 2024, the projection should be a slightly more, not to double the figure of the past, right? So if you do that, you are double dipping the budget. So it means that there are money there for something, right? Then I listen to other people telling me that no, I think it was done because they tried to improve the teacher salary, they tried to improve security personnel salary, but it makes no sense. If you want to improve the teacher salary, it should be done in a policy manner, right? You should affect what we call the Decent Work Act. You improve the minimum wage. When you improve the figure of the minimum wage, it go down to everyone. But if you just look at setting an institution and say, look, let's place this amount there. Hopefully, you may not be there for 2029. No one can tell who will remain there for 2029. So if someone comes 2029, it's not a policy issue. They will not go by it. They will change the figure. But we want the figure to affect throughout so that our people can benefit. So the only way you can do that is to again amend the Decent Work Act, the minimum wage portion of it, right? And increase the figure. We talk about one of the figure that should be around 143 a month. That should be the minimum for any worker, right? Domestic or whosoever. So, but then if you increase that figure to 250 United States, then it tells you even the policeman will benefit, even the army will benefit, even the teacher will benefit, because that's a holistic figure. It affects everyone. It affects society. But if you just come up single-handedly and say, look, this institution, this sector, we improve the salary, you are not helping us. Trust me. This is the same thing we have with supplementary payroll at the house, right? You have changes of figures. Certain people make this amount and another man make this amount, but the same job.
Okay.
The same job.
A critical point that I picked up from the president's speech, and I know you as well will be very cognizant about that.
Yeah.
And this is the exact words of the president. He said, the security of our state can never be broken. No one personal ambition can overweight the survivability of the state.
And I support that.
The president was before the legislature. The legislature is having crisis.
Yeah.
We have a division that the embattled speaker felt that the ways things are going. I mean, Zachariah, the current speaker, Rachel Quinn, all of these things. I mean, this statement, the president before the honorable body and making such a statement doesn't in a way mean that the president was in acknowledgement of what Fonati Kofa continued to do. I mean, with the way things are going right now.
I think the person was referring to some crazy debate, because what is going on is just debate. You always have the pros and cons, right? There are people that are saying that this is our rule, this is what we need to do, and this is the interpretation of the Constitution. This is how I see it. Another person have a different view, so we have diverse view. And you always have with the issue of diverse view, always have a high tension. So what the president was saying is that, look, you know, guys, with all what you guys are doing, no one is more than anyone, even to the opposition bloc. We are not more than Liberia. Liberia is what we all look at. Liberia is what we all, the success of Liberia is what we all yearn for. So let us do it this way. Let us do it the right way. Let us do it with the issue of the rule of law, right? So I think I hail the president for that. I support that part of the speech, because we cannot create chaos in this country, right? We have our children. We have our people. People look at us as the role model. We should be an example for the society as lawmaker, because the position we occupy is a diplomatic position. I always tell people. So being a diplomat, there are certain ethic and value you should possess, right? So we cannot behave like ordinary person. So we need to change the dimension. We need to change the school of our thought, right? So that people can look at us as a decent house, a house with integrity.
Okay, before Tina coming or Harris, this question, even though the president was addressing you guys, members of the House, the absence of members of the Supreme Court bench raised an eyebrow. It took the entire day. It took the entire day. Their absence, even though, like I said previously, the president was addressing you, members of the national legislature. It was not to the Supreme Court, it was not to all the Liberian people, but you guys. What do you make of this? I'm asking this question because I stand to be corrected. It have never happened. Like I said, I stand to be corrected. Addressing the House without members of the Supreme Court bench, that was the takeaway of the day.
Let me say this. We have three branches of government, and no one have absolute control over the other. So this entire Sunan, the message was for us,
Yeah.
the House of Legislature,
Mhm.
because we represent the people.
Mhm.
We have our oversight duty. So I think it means nothing to not see the Chief Justice or other associate justices.
Mm.
It means nothing because if they were not part of it, if if they because the school of thought here is that the justice system trying to like reinterpret the issue from the court
Mhm.
that had many librarians look at it. No. So if you try to reinterpret, if you try to say, look, the law is the law, right?
Mm.
You should do that with the issue of the hearing of the budget. But
Mhm.
you doing the budget hearing, you went there. Who approved the budget hearing? Richard Kuhn.
Mhm.
Right.
Mm.
You went there. And you also receive allotment, right?
In the
You
budget.
receive salary,
Yeah.
right? From the
Same
same
budget
budget
that he
process.
presided over.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it make no sense to me. Surely it make no sense to me. With the absent, the absent could be for some reason. You may not know until you ask them.
Mm.
I may not know until I ask them. So until we get to know what are the reason that they try to avoid the sooner, we cannot just prehend. Yeah.
It's a very critical point.
Yeah.
I did not expect you have answered this question this
Seriously,
way.
yeah.
Honestly, I must say,
Yeah.
I did not.
I thought you were going to.
But let's move to other issues now. Mind you, folks, this is post-Sona analysis.
Yeah.
What
so
President
focusing on
Walker
the Sona,
said and the reality.
Yeah, so I got another area that we need to look at.
Yeah, we will get, but I was moving to the economy also. That the president talked about. Part of the reasons why you lawmakers are before the 55th National Legislature, so that things that you do at that house, should be a reflection of the lives the Liberian people want.
Yeah.
The president went back to record the kind of Liberia we had before he took over.
Yeah.
And in his words, he said the country was challenged. There were a lot of hard times in this country. Currently, he was reporting to you lawmakers that he has worked his ways to not everything perfect in this country, but at least to some extent the economy is bit stable or is stable. You have the people you deal with. Is literally what the president's saying to you to go and tell your people that the economy is stable. I mean, you deal with the everyday situation facing your constituents. I mean, do you reconcile with that the current state of the economy and the livelihood of Liberians is far away improving?
All right, so let us drop it down to the first thing the president said. He make mention of the issue of inflation, reduction in inflation, right? What he talked about then it was 10.1, right? And later he dropped it down to 7.7, right? So what I gathered from there is that the one that put that piece together and sent it to the president, right? let us not be fooled by a number. This is Liberia. When he said that when he took over, the country was like this, right? He took over not during the post-war time. Let's get it straight. He took over not during the post-war time, right? He took over from a legitimate government. And here's the thing I would like to tell people. I think that part of the report came from Commerce Ministry. We need to be very careful. They even make reference to the price of rice. The price of rice dropped.
Yeah.
Right? So with the price of rice, I would like to tell everyone in this country what control our market. It's not government. Government has no control over the market. The only way we will have that control over the market if we release the bank, we release loan to Liberians and give them business to do. So most often you hear from government, they talk about the small business. So we always associate Liberians to small business. What about the bigger business? The bigger one, right? What about owning a company? What about owning a factory, an industry? So you notice that with the issue of the market, it's been controlled. If Liberians say no today, that's it. But for my analysis, I've been doing business. It's been controlled by the foreigner. They are the one to determine the price, not Common Ministry. Common will come out and say, look, bag of rice is $17. But when you get to regular market, the price of bag of rice will not be $17. Right? If you get to Douala, the price of rice will not be $17. So what Common need to do, I always say this, is to create a robust inspectorate group, right? That will move from stove to stove, right? To try to control the price. But then when you look at things at certain time, we say, okay, I listened. It was some part of last year when the price of rice dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah, it dropped
Gasoline,
$16. Gasoline dropped. Yeah, but today go and check the price of
they're
rice.
going back up.
Yeah. Then just few months ago, US dropped 178.
Yeah.
But what's the US rate now?
198.
198.
Yeah.
Thank you. You get that, right? So it tells you that you will come up with the policy, you will come up with the control mechanism, right? But then people on the field, we got the Lebanese, the Indian, the Chinese who control the market, the business people, right? Until you put pressure on them with all of those theoretical things, with all of those sweet talk they gave the president. The president, I would say, I think that the president did is very, very good. The issue of policy, I listen to what he talked about, the reform. I listen to constitutional review. They are all good things. They are all promising things that will better our society. I will not say, I'm a realist. I will not say everything that happened is wrong. But few areas, I would like to throw a point that the president need to inform those around that area to do better. Yeah.
So, like, what are some of
You
the
need to
things?
speak to the microphone. You're not coming in.
Okay, maybe just a little bit.
That'd be good.
Can I come at you?
That'd be good.
Okay, let me just let's do a recap a little bit from 2024 that you're us to the Sunday that we are all discussing. What are some of the things that you expected the president to do that he did not do, and what are some of the things that you admire from this government that the president was able to keep on to his promise to the Liberian people?
All right. 2024, what I expected the president to do that he did not do. Number one, the issue of drugs. When he started, the first thing he started with a force. When he said that we need to do drug tests, I held that statement. I trusted that statement. I believe in the statement. But then drug test is not the order of the day. We noticed that a few people did the drug test, but how many government officials conclude the drug test? Then the drug testing wasn't like extended to the secondary level, the various schools and university, right? The instrument for drug testing is very cheap. Even the one for the breath is very cheap. So they were not forced placed into the process of drugs in this country. Let's look at the issue of rehabilitating our young people. How many centers have government built the first year? My issue is the young people because I'm a young man. Right? And my district is affected with the issue of drugs. From Red Light to Omega to Coastal Hill, the rest of the other area. There are areas where you see young people. How can we get them from the very ghetto? The government started fine. The 14 was good. But then to germinate, it became very difficult. And what we requesting the president to do, I'm not here to go through the entire speech to say what the president says is wrong. I'm here to support the president with my little ideas. I think that the president needs to work along with the Ministry of Youth and Sport to see how best they can beef up the issue of building rehabilitation center in this country. There are few we have, and it's not functioning. We have like the lawmaker on the private one. I would say like DeLong got a center that he's doing extremely well. So if we can copy after DeLong, right, and do more project, more center that will help us. Look at Red Light. Red Light it's a hub. It's a hub. How can we help Red Light the young people? Can we build a center in our district number 3, right, where our young people can go and be cleansed from drugs?
Someone say it comes with funding, and funding has been a challenge as well.
So you see, that's my issue when you talk about funding, my brother. We're talking about a budget here, $8 million, almost $1 billion, right? So funding should only be based on salary, wages. Should our funding country budget only be based on wages? Oh, I'm saying no to that. We need to affect other areas so that the young people can benefit. Remember, we need to take over. We need to take over, and sooner or later we'll be taking over.
Okay, so let me just throw in this question because we are already running out of time. So what is your takeaway from the president's message to the people of District 3?
he did a good job from the beginning because it's an early stage. We cannot just conclude to say the president failed. And if I were grading, I said out on the radio talk show that I would give 50% for now because 50% is at the germinating stage. He's just on the ground. He's the roof has spread all on the ground. It's about time to germinate to come outside. And 2025 will be the time that this plan will come outside. The Unity Party government will come outside and do more things. I can assure the Liberian people that I can assure District Number 3 people that let's watch up for 2025. They have set up the basis. It's about time that they get out and function as a real government.
If 50% grading back for a government, literally reconciliation has been a problem. I think the president even acknowledged that in the State of the Nation's address.
Yeah,
he talked about reconciliation. We witnessed in Nimas where there were claims, there were pool, and the whole tension there in Nima during the burial of the late senator. It speaks very highly. Followed by that, the former president, there was issues that, the former president left the program while the president was there, and then and a whole lot of things. People still think that Liberia is still defiled to present. And the CDC and Unity Party thing is still affecting development in this country, and not everyone seeing themselves as Liberians. I mean, do you think the government has done much, especially in this first year, in terms of reconciliation?
With the issue of reconciliation, I think the government have done nothing. And I think maybe 2025 from the president's speech when the first part of the culminated part of the speech at the climax, where he outlined a certain area, he made mention of unifying, number one, to unify the country, right? I think let's wait and see whether reconciliation will take place, because reconciliation just not putting people together to leave all of those issues behind. Reconciliation also run in the public sector. Reconciliation is about not taking someone from his post because he's a sedition. Reconciliation is not taking someone from the post because she will not or does not fall in the category of the government. Reconciliation is going beyond. Reconciliation is accepting everyone as Liberian. Until we all can think as Liberian, then I don't know, but I think we need to do that. Yeah.
Okay, before we move on, the biggest point for me is about accountability and transparency in government, the fight against corruption.
Yeah.
This is my greatest point of contention in the president's State of the Nation's address. The president did not tell Liberians that we have individuals now that we can point to be state criminals to be criminals in this country that stole from us. We had an asset recovery and restitution team. The president did not report anything on the asset recovery. The issue about asset declaration and everything, the president did not report to you representatives, I'm saying senators, as to where are we in terms of asset recovery, in terms of the asset declaration, and the fight against corruption as a whole. The president acknowledged that there are some audit report that he's working on. That's before him, and also that he called on both the judiciary and the legislature to join effort to ensure that the different audit reports are executed and the recommendations from the Auditor General be implemented. So you think President Bwaka has done much, especially calculating the first year of his administration in terms of corruption?
Yeah, I think he did extremely well. With I listened to a few of the ministers that I left position because of corruption, buying big cars, and I think with the issue of the asset declaration, there were people that did their asset declare their asset, but I think not trying to evolve. Let's say trying to evolve this part of the message to the people, the Liberian people. It all boiled down to the quote unquote what we talk about, the noise, right? The debates, the hardcore debate this few days. It was not like easy. So the entire speech tried to reconcile us together, not to split us apart. So if you were going to go down into wound and start calling names and start showing people pointing things out, I think we're going to have some effect on the issue of putting us lawmakers together, because we already have a division house. A divided house, where we have minority and a majority block. And you are aware of what happened in Nima County, right? There were things said, right? So in order to acquire the situation is by having a message to the people that will be in line with what your agenda is, but not things that will bring our wounds from the outside community, our society.
Okay, I think you did well, but I feel you have been very much because you've been one person in terms of accountability. You've been calling on the government and that even the legislature to ensure that accountability across the public sector is eminent. I felt you have come.
You were expecting something different.
I felt you have come down on the
I had a
government in
different.
terms of.
I had a package for you, right? I had a different package. You gotta know where you were going.
I mean, you appear literally careful in terms.
Yeah,
I don't know, but
Yeah.
but the kind of especially
That's the new me.
but seriously, right?
Mhm.
I on the fight against corruption, and I still feel that the legislature have to pressure the executive. For me, that's what I think that the legislature will have to pressure the executive
To do what? The
to
issue of
issue,
corruption?
especially on the different audit reports as well.
No. What would the legislature pressure the executive on all the report on the issue of corruption for transparency's sake? I remember that the house is also corrupt. So before you pressure, clean your backyard first. They need to clean the backyard. Right?
It's also corrupt.
We talk about the audit of the house. So if you want to audit other institution, you want to audit the executive, first audit the house.
Of course.
That's transparency. First audit the house. And we were there crying for audit. Audit. And up to now, no one's saying anything about audit. But I'm sure as we go closer to 2029, you will see a different boycott. Because I trust the people of Lofa County. When the city will do this, they are waiting for a certain time to execute. So watch out for boycott. Yeah.
Watch out for Baka. We were
President Boycott.
Okay, President. I told you the other Baka.
President Boycott. Yeah. President Boycott.
We will take calls now, but I don't know more about quickly. I don't know for my colleagues, but this will be my last question on this as well. Then we take if Baka and Tina have, and then before we get to the phone lines, the Capitol building investigation is ongoing. You lawmakers, we don't want to see you guys always at that city hall. There, but you have to be there to do the job of the library and people. The way the investigation is taken now, what's your honest message to your colleagues and the general public as a whole with the Capitol building incident, the burning of the building and the ongoing investigation, everything?
I don't want to go delve into what happened because it was so barbaric, and I don't want to say anything on that. We just need to be people with conscious mind. We need to be people that, as I said earlier, people can use us as a role model because our work is to not just to make law and to represent our people and oversight. I think we need to think beyond the box. We should be responsible people. We should be mature people, right? Because as a lawmaker, everybody looking up to you. You almost like the president for your district, right? And being the president for your district, there are things that you can do and things that you cannot do. So I don't know how the case is going, but I would like to urge all lawmakers. I think we need to put away the issue of this majority block. Let us go and do our work. The Liberian people want us to work and nothing else to work. Yeah.
Okay. We will take calls, Tina, if
Yes,
you okay
let's,
from
let's,
the
let's
from
open
the
it down a
from
little
the-
bit
from
while
the end.
I ask another question. Another thing that drew my attention again is that let me just add up to what Harry said. That was the John Chimers that got burned, but you have your special Chimmer that you guys meet. That John Chimers is there for like a special session where the Senate and all of the representative can meet. Why don't you see reason? Maybe some of your colleagues have not raised that point or are not saying it necessary to get back into the main Chimers and half section. Is there any way that you can find means and return back to the Chimers, not the John Chimers, because the John
I've not been to
Chimers.
Capitol building yourself since
Yes,
it
they have
got
the
burned.
John Chimers, and then they have their own certain
Yeah, the
capacity.
main. I'm saying the.
Yes, but I heard from some lawmakers that if they go there, they need or election where they will go for another election for for another speaker to be elected. Don't you see reason that you can go back to being to the Monrovia City Corporation all of the time having section?
I would say this. I think using the city hall, even the city mayor of Morovia need to put us out because we are not city police. We are not city police. So they need to put us out. So we need to get back to our chamber. And from the other side, so-called people say majority block. They also need to understand that some of us we join this process now to do the Liberian people job. There's nothing on our sleeves because I think one of the things they are still worrying whether we have something on our sleeves. We have nothing on our sleeves. For me, I'm there to do my job. I'm not there to push those ugly propaganda. No, I'm not there to do that. I'm there to do the Liberian people job. And one thing I would like to say to the leadership of the house, because they are controlling things now, and with a leadership, the first thing you do is to reconcile. What I expected them to do is to call for a retreat, reconciliation retreat, to bring lawmakers back together so that we can
will your colleagues be willing to be part of that retreat?
We are already part of the session. We are already part of the session. All they need to do is to reconcile us and we move back to our chamber. The chamber is where we need to be, not at the Morovia City Hall. We are not city police.
Okay. We will take calls. 0778665699. 0778665699, 08805611644 are the numbers. And we be live. We begin with this person. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, good morning to you guys, and good morning to the honorable man. How are you, honorable Mova?
Thank you.
Quickly, 1 minute. Let's hear you.
This is Austin Gunner. I call from the Pbs.Mon Road, to be specific, Town. I want to commend my honorable man. This is the best honorable man I've ever seen in my district because the district we have a tradition of changing lawmakers. And I think this brother will succeed himself. And I want to commend him to have the vision that this district needs improvement. And he has already started it. He is doing well in the district. Right by means where I live, there's a huge gigantic structure that is being erected for the youth, for education. And I commend him so much. He's doing well. Now, the question to him that I want to ask is, the district is what we call crowded with lots of zogos, and what is he really doing? I mean, in terms of, because the insecurity of the district is getting too high.
Okay.
What is he really doing towards in that direction?
Okay. Insecurity of the district with the disadvantaged youth. He wants you to address that. This person is right here. Good morning and thanks for joining us. Let's hear you. Hello? You live. Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is Jonah calling from Puebla District 3 around the Dynasty end.
Quickly.
I heard the representative talk about chairmanship elections in the other places in District 3, but then he didn't talk about Puebla's Dynasty end. That is the Block A, Block B. Then my second concern is that I see him erecting some street lights. I think street lights are being erected, but the Puebla, the Dynasty end going towards the park up here, I don't see anything being like that. We experience a whole lot of motorbike robbery along the Dynasty going to park up in there. So that has been my concern.
Okay, he will address that, the issue about the community elections, and also you talk about security as well. I think security, everyone is raising similar concerns on security. This person, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Good morning to our students.
Let's hear you.
The representative, Pbs.Mon. I really commend the representative. My first time agree with him, to agree with the representative what all he said this morning.
Oh, we got to agree with President Boyka and say you agree. Look at Ali, you. I'm going to go quick, man. I'm going to go contrary. Yeah. Oh, they're calling the monitor.
I agree, man. Don't do that.
Go on, let's hear you. Oh, Ali, you slipped off. The man call it agree with you. This is a beauty of radio. Honestly. 0778665699. We'll take Ali 3 to 4 more calls, then we wrap up. 0778 Express. And good morning. Thanks for joining us.
All right.
Go on.
Iris, good morning.
Good morning. You live. I'm trying to get the voice, but let's hear you.
I think Akwewu.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me say good morning, Justina. Did I hear someone was to the broadcast?
Yeah, Akwewu,
Let
go
me say
ahead.
good morning to all of you. Thank you. This is Kwewu, William Covey from District 3. Let me say thanks to Mr. Monobadi this morning. Unfortunately, that the Honorable tried to sometimes mislead for District 3. Like, before I can continue, let me try to remind the Honorable that the years are ended. So, 6 months back, you said you were giving a semi-annual report, but the year has ended.
Man, say Saturday.
The
Man, say
report
Saturday.
to the
Saturday.
district. Okay, Saturday, very good. So, I think it is prudent enough to invite other people. You should not just restrict it to community leaders, because there are people who see the other side of their leadership different, and they are not community leaders. So I think the invitation needs to be extended to all citizens across the board. And trust me, some of us will be there to see the report. But you see, the issue about the district development fund, like the Honorable said, that no lawmaker had absolute control over it. I disagree, because in recent times where we see the funds have been disbursed, it is the simple of time.
Oh,
money fini.
money fini. My man, quarter brigade money fini. My man. 077866569. Quick, we'll take at least 2 more calls. My man, let me cut you off by your money finish. 077866569. 0880561644. At the numbers, and you be live while we are with your calls. We get back to the representative. I think few concerns in particular.
You're right. Let me start with Kwewu. Kwewu is one of those guys that when I'm on the radio, they always pay attention and to make some flimmy comment. But notwithstanding, Kwewu is from Bashir N. He will not see the good that we are doing. He will not see it. He got maybe cauterized on the eyes. We need to remove it. But I can tell you, Kwewu, that you need to follow us. Try to get in the district, get more information. Then we can discuss more on issues surrounding your talk. Then I also look at the issue of security, the issue of pipeline. The thing of election is you have to organize your own election, organize your own election commission. Let us know, bring the budget. This is what we do. Our thing is to appropriate money so that the election can go on. So at the end of the day, we can have our entire new district committee chairmen, all 11. So all you need to do is to bring forth your budget, and we will execute the budget. And with the issue of security in the district, we have already worked with the security team, the watch team. We are working with them, and we will make sure, hopefully by early February, to get new uniform and enough item so that they can be on the street at night. Then with the issue of the Zogos, I don't want to call them Zogo. They are just disadvantaged youth. So with them, we are working. I think I'm discussing with the head for Moserado, the Senate. And I think I getting some green light. At least we can at least send 5 to 6 persons so that they can get to the center this coming time through the loan, so